Okay, so welcome to our latest podcast for, what do we say, the last 9 months for the Women's Board. We got together and we talked about a ton of things. We talked about some of our firsts with retreats. We talked about our passions. We talked about our family. We talked about so many things. But since then, there's been a lot of things that have changed, a lot of breakthroughs. And some of the things that I wrote, I just wanted to be clear with you guys. The things that we want to talk about today is unity, safe space, growth with no judgment, sisterhood between all of us and some of us that weren't able to make it today, and most importantly, the community, the sense of belonging. So I think everyone's been in a situation before where they have felt either insecure, not adequate, didn't have enough to talk about. Maybe they were completely out of their lane. And something like this is where we honor everyone. So whether you're going through a hard time, whether you're learning something, whether there's challenges going on, whatever's happening, we're all here to be able to show up in a space where the judgment isn't there. So when the judgment isn't there, you get the vulnerability, you get the truth, you get the happiness, and you get the success. And with all that, we have all the components, both to my left and both to my right. So without further ado, my beautiful guests, how's everyone doing today?
Great.
Amazing. Do you ladies think there's any words that maybe I missed to describe our women's board?
Bad bitch crew.
Okay, we got the bad bitch crew. Mermaids. I'll go with mermaids. I forgot that.
Soul sisters.
Soul sisters. Insert music. Okay, so we will start with our relationship together. So there's two people who should be here who aren't. So I'm glad you guys are having a nice time today. But for us that are here, collectively, with all of us, Jordana, Tehila, myself, Karina, and Vanessa, we have 275 years of friendship. Is that even possible? Is that like aging ourselves? I don't know, because it's like the years and then times 7 times 8, right? But so collectively there's 43 years, 59, 48, 64, 61, and the two that aren't here. 275 years. Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
That's a lot of years.
A lot of time.
But I think a lot of memories, a lot of connection,
A lot of growth.
a lot of growth. Yeah.
What else?
A lot of change.
Big life.
Evolution.
Okay, so 275 years. So we have a little bit of credibility within each other, depending on if it's 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, however we've known everyone. And I'm going to start with Karina. Pressure's on.
Let's go.
So I have a couple of handy-dandy notes here for us today. And the biggest thing I want to talk to you about is trusting your intuition. So in the X amount of years, collectively, 275 years that I've known you, I just want to know, what is it that makes you trust your intuition to be able to lead other women in the ripples of the pools that not only have we created together, but the other streams that have been able to give life to others?
That's deep, Lindy. So I think that's actually like a really good question for me, because today, I just read a book called Trust Your Vibes recently that talks about like tapping back into your intuition, listening to it, and also just being guided by your inner compass. And I think that when I have felt the most successful or like have made the biggest strides in my life was when I was able to tap back into that and not hear the noise or like what people think I should do or how I should move or how should I grow my business, or because I've definitely been steered in directions that at the time may have seemed like the right thing to do, but never felt right. and I was never able to really move past that. And the minute I tap back into that myself, what do I want? How do I want to grow? How do I want to be seen in the world? And trusting myself is where I feel I've had the most growth. And so I think trusting your intuition, being guided by your inner compass, listening to that, being okay with that, and that's where I feel I've
So
had the most growth.
I like inner compass. Like inner compass. Like so many people have so many different ways to define something like that. So to me, the inner compass kind of leads to like how do you put something like tangible to that? Like you can think you're doing a great job and maybe someone signs up for 8 classes or 8 sessions and it goes from there. But I think there's something a little bit more to that. And earlier we were talking about it and you mentioned something about like the testimonial side of things. There's people who have said such wonderful things about your retreats, about what you're creating, this whole community with moi and your personal training. How does that play into that with going with your intuition, figuring it out, and then saying, oh, wow, look at these little pats on the back, which are the compliments to you?
Yeah. I think that I've sat across tables with people as I've been growing this business, which is far beyond, training at this point. It's like retreats and growing like, feminine health products, vagina products and all this stuff. And I've noticed that I've been guided on certain paths in my life where it was like, hey, you need to do it this way. And I've gone down that path and recognized that like it wasn't resonating for my people, for my community. And the minute I tap back into like what I felt was
Intuition?
yeah, tap back into my intuition and was guided by that. It's even as simple as like sitting behind a table with somebody and they're sharing something or they think that it should be a certain way or they want me to create something that feels right and it's always comes from love, right? People want to help you. And there's always a feeling that comes with that. It's like, does that feel good to me? Like what they just said or is it not right for me? And doesn't mean that it's wrong, but is it right for me? And I think that when I tap into that is where magic happens for me.
Yeah. There's this thing that someone once told me, you put your hands together and you line up your fingers and you like try to hold your hand. And if you're kind of rigid, you obviously can't hold your hand and it doesn't hurt you. It's just like your subtle body kind of going back and forth. But when you actually kind of relax your fingers and you figure out the tongue and groove and you hold your own hand, it's that feeling. It's something that only you can describe. And I think that's exactly where you're at. You're at that feeling where my intuition is myself and I trust myself and I want to like spread the good word to everyone else. If you want to come, if you want to train, then I'm here to uplift you.
And it's just honoring your higher purpose. Like what is yours and what do you have to contribute to that? And the minute you kind of think you get off that path, you're no longer being authentic or in what you actually have to offer and share. And then it no longer is serving anybody at that point. So,
yeah. So you're tapping into vulnerability.
So much.
I'm going to call on you for this side of things. My question for you is what makes you feel alive? Maybe gives you a bit of a fright, but ultimately is expressing your vulnerability, which pushes you through that threshold of your growth. I think that's like a very good, amazing niche for you.
It is.
Not to mention cheerleader of all, the glue, the web that keeps us all together. I couldn't think of a better person to signify this. So
I love you. Thank you. It's funny because, I'm listening to her talk, and obviously I mentioned it before. It really does. The conversation continues after what she said because clearly everything that she was talking about and then what you're talking about testimonials and what people are saying, I'm one of them, right? Clearly I've had a lot of huge life changes. I mentioned them 9 months ago, and a lot has changed since then as well. And trusting your intuition, I have a crazy fear of. It's not a crazy fear. It is. It's huge for me. I have anxiety over it. I futurize, and it doesn't get me anywhere. It just leads to fear, anxiety, and I get paralyzed and stuck, and I don't do anything. And the second I'm told to trust my intuition, and even backing up, you're saying like everybody's cheerleader. I'm really good with knowing what everybody around me needs, and I support everybody. And then it's, well, what about you? What do you want? Which is what my friends all asked me. And when I was stuck, it's, well, what do you want? What about you? Trust yourself. What do you want to do? And without being afraid of what it would lead to, just living in the moment, living right now. What do you want to do right now? That's where I'm focusing on now.
So basically the love for your job, which is the glue, connecting us all together. The love of your job has landed you somewhat of a dream job between the sisterhood that you're creating.
Tahila and I have a love affair.
Let's just say it.
And right now, just saying, she's been really busy for the last 3 weeks,
Very
and I'm
busy.
having a lot of anxiety over it. And I just want to fucking announce that real quick.
It fell in my lap. Really, I didn't even realize how I am the glue. I didn't realize that, and even owning that, it took me forever to even realize that. But when I started seeing how I support everybody around me, that's what gives me joy. That's what makes me happy.
And
That's
you're
why I
valued.
thrive.
So
That's why I thrive.
although we love all of your support, all of us love your support, I want to know.
Well, you guys support me, and that's how I was able to make my big life choices. Everybody does all the external stuff with their businesses and all the things. With me, it was all internal. The things that you guys are exploring and doing and experiencing on the outside, I never did on the inside. And now I'm actually really inspired by all my friends and watching you guys do the things you do. I'm doing that for myself because I never did that. So for me,
I love that Tahila says that we inspire her. We inspire her. By the way, without this cheerleader, which that is an amazing title, but the cheerleader of life that has been helping moi, that has been helping the fitness aspect of everything, also helps guest teach at Tyler's gym as well. Like really knows how to be that social chameleon. We are extremely lucky to have you.
I love you. Thank you.
So lucky.
So yes, we're just like planting seeds, gardening, and figuring it all out. And then this is like our 9-month check-in where we're just like blooming, right?
we have.
Right?
We have.
Okay, so onto my beautiful Jordy, my blonde bombshell. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Looking fabulous as usual. I actually didn't dye my hair pink today because I was fearful that you were still gonna.
I'm on the way out. I'm on the way out. I'm like in that weird thing where I have some big things coming up. I'm like, do I go all in with? Do I come out of it? Gotta ask the hair. I don't know. I'm in a limbo.
Okay, so for you, the question I have for you is self-image.
Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned Jordana's nickname is Barbie because
Clearly.
she is beautiful inside and out. And she does so much for this group, so much for this sisterhood. She helps us with their liveliness. She helps us with banters and hours of laughter. When Jordana wants to laugh, whether you're in it or not, like you're doing it.
You're laughing.
Yeah, it's like for hours.
You're gonna laugh.
Yeah, we're about to laugh. So one of the things is self-image, and what you do for your line of work. You've done a lot of stunning. You have not done some trips with us as the girls. You have
Sacrifices have been made.
sacrifice has been made, both family, professional, social, everything. And so now, I don't know, again, just 9 months later from the podcast, but let's just say maybe 2 years in, where are you now? So you are basically helping people with their physical self-image. How does that work for you?
It is really beautiful and fun and scary and heavy. So, I mean, we live in Los Angeles and I work as an aesthetic nurse. So I do injectables, I do lasers, I do things to make people look better.
Feel better?
Right. Well, that was the back part of it. So you get like a big dichotomy of people like my friends here who are like natural, afraid to do things. I'm kind of just holding their hands, helping them do little refinements and tweaks to feel better, look better, present themselves to the world better, because these little things bother them. And when I can make the tiniest of changes, then they kind of have a different, it's not a glow up for them, but they feel it inside of them. And then there's the other side of things where I deal with like a lot of body dysmorphia and just a lot of like people, me and my friend call it trauma filler. A lot of people that went through a breakup and a divorce, and they just feel like doing something is going to make them feel, it's almost like the weird aesthetic side of being a cutter. I don't know. But so it is hard to navigate that, I guess, on a daily basis, because you don't know what's coming in. It's a lot of energy to take in. I mean, I know we all work in a field where we work with a lot of people, and everybody here on this panel is taking in a lot of people's energy a day. So I'm no different than that. But I mean, it's a wave of emotions, from fearful to anxious to some chill, some great, and then just crazy people. So I do love what I do. I am trying to, well, I think actually the community that I'm in, like my work community, is definitely working on like swinging the pendulum back, and we're going for more natural and more just like just looking better, feeling better kind of look, anti-aging, internally, externally, all those things. But I do think my industry has a horrible rap. Like, I mean, I'm sure if you spoke to anybody's husbands, boyfriends, guys, like, meh, 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 meh. That's what they sound like to me. I don't know.
It's like a Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
My wife, you take all my money. And like everyone just thinks I do crazy things. If anybody knows me, they know I'm the furthest from that. But yes, I love what I do. I love when I get to make a simple positive change. I love when people feel better about themselves. I love that symbiotic relationship where I can give a little to them, I get the appreciation back, and everything's great. But there's a whole side of things that are nitty gritty, ugly, that I have to just learn how to navigate, not be a part of, things like that.
So, okay, so when I think about this from like the yoga standpoint of things, I like think, okay, let's like dig deeper, peel the onions, like figure it out. And in my line of work, I think about that internal voice that is so critical, that is so judgmental. And it's like, maybe you're not good enough. Maybe you're, I don't know, I could think of 1,000 things. I'm already criticizing myself. But you have this like internal voice. And I think what you do helps ease that internal voice. So when you have something that maybe someone might classify as vain, which is like such a negative word, like the connotation is just like, you're not full, you're not complete, you're vain because you get Botox, or because you want a bigger chin, or you wanted cheeks, or I don't know, all the proper like everything. But it's like vanity, and that's not actually true.
No, I don't think. Yeah,
No,
I
it's
definitely
not.
don't. People
So
have
you're
the wrong perception.
Yeah, you're
confidence.
You're building confidence. You're building people's lives. You're like allowing them to, maybe if they were shying away from like certain things, now maybe they're showing up to the table.
Totally. And on the flip side, I'm also not fixing their palms with the syringe of lip filler too. But yes, it can definitely.
Not the mental side of things, at least.
But I can definitely, yes. And that it's a really good feeling when I get really nice messages or things or feedback, and they're just like these little things, they're like, oh my gosh.
They're
and they
feel
so
goods.
good.
Little feel goods.
And that's
right?
what we do everything for. We're doing yoga, we're doing workouts, we're all doing little things to feel good. The little things are sometimes internal, sometimes external, but we're all serving the same purpose of like some type of helping everyone feel better, however that shows up for them and for us.
Yep. Last but not least, the baby of the bunch, Vanessa. Okay, Vanessa's question. Having everything that we just said, everything we just talked about, for you, I want to talk about the obstacles, the challenges, the rewards, and if you've overcame them.
The answer is no to that question. I am in the process of...
Teach us.
So I think as far as the obstacles, so my background is I've been a hairdresser for 17 years. That has been what I have known since I was 20 years old. And now I'm in the process
Thank
of.
you for the blow dry, by the way.
You're welcome.
Hair by Vanessa.
Of needing to reinvent.
I'm just saying.
I'm in the process of reinventing my career self while in the midst of raising small children and needing to be, the quote unquote stay at home mom version for them, as well as the full-time working parent for them.
Ooh.
And that's difficult in and of itself when you're already in a career that you're just doing. And now I'm trying to transition myself into a new career path, which is, the wellness and fitness. And I also, in my, wine business, I'm trying to figure out how to put all these things into one place. So I'm not just doing a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. I want to be able to create something that is meaningful to myself, to other people, but also so that I'm not just sprinkling little bits here and there. But I also am trying to be a full-time parent and show my kids what it looks like to work hard and to be doing what you're passionate about. And it's not always about doing what you're passionate about. It's, you have to make money. And I have loved my career as a hairdresser. I love doing hair. It's kind of like along the lines of Jordana. You have those little snippets of moments where, you're doing someone's color and getting rid of the gray, or you're giving someone, highlights, like changing their look to make them feel good. I've had lots of clients who've come out of chemotherapy that I've, seen them from losing their hair to having their hair, fully back to themselves. And they just, it's a little piece of what makes them feel like them. And I cherish those parts of that part of my career. But I'm ready for a new chapter. And, there's lots of obstacles, financial obstacles, family, is not an obstacle, but it's a part of things that slow that process down.
If I could push you.
Yeah.
If I could ask you for a challenge that's ultimately going to be your opportunity, your strength and your weakness, however you want to put it, today, right now. What's your next move? It could change. What's your next move?
I mean, social media is a challenge for me.
Ooh,
Social media is a
Mastermynd Media.
big challenge for me. I feel like I just have an aversion to it, not on purpose, but I don't know if I can't find the hours in the day or the brain power.
She's going through the threshold
to make it
She's
work.
Going through the threshold.
At the end of the day, it's just like the last thing I want to do or be a part of is that world, because I'm just burnt out and I don't want to be that way. So that is my obstacle. My obstacle is my ability to push past that.
I want to ask a question.
Yes.
Because
$5.
Because
$5.
No,
$5.
because this is something I feel like every single person, I'm not trying to take Lindy's role here, but like every single person
We all have same role.
struggle with
Same.
this same thing as they step into like a new version of themselves or what they want to create for themselves. And we talked about this, and that's like, and I know this is like a word that's being used a lot everywhere, but the imposter syndrome, right?
Yes.
Of like, as you're stepping into this like new space, I just feel like we could all relate to that, like so much.
So
like,
for me in particular, I think because I'm
Same
stepping into, the wine part of it aside, because that's kind of my own little niche, but the imposter syndrome in our own little sisterhood, I think also really comes into play, because I'm surrounded by women who are like so present social media wise and so knowledgeable in the fitness world. And, I have the nutrition background, but like that's also very new. And so the imposter syndrome, I think, comes because I see people that are, some people that are younger than I am, just starting out, and I'm now starting a second wave of things. So
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah,
It's a feeling of like, I don't want to seem like I'm riding the coattails of the people that are, the people that I'm surrounded with or that I admire or that I, am looking up to in that world. But I also want to feel like it's just a confidence thing. I think it's just, I've been so deep into this one area that I want to be able to put that not on the back burner, but I want that to chill. I want the hairdressing part of it to slow down and become the side thing that I do. And
Besides blow dries, right?
besides blow dries, and besides the people that I want to
Getting
do.
nervous.
Besides the people that
No, it's
I
beautiful, bro. I also had that panic attack already, and I was like,
no, it's not going to be something that ever leaves who I am. It's always going to be something, a part of what I do. But I want it to be, I want the transition into the next phase for me to feel, I want to feel confident. And I know I don't ever feel a lack of confidence because of who I'm surrounded by. I'm constantly feeling empowered and learning from everyone's paths that they're on, in the similar place that we're all going towards. I think I'm just trying to figure out what my special little spot in it is.
Well, while you're trying to figure all this out, I would like to say on behalf of all four of us, we are here to extend a nice, soft, beautiful pillow for any sort of falling, any sort of pushing through the threshold.
Because there will be.
Knee
'Cause there
pads,
will be.
whatever it is. Like, we know
Knee
you're going to
pads.
succeed. We know you're going to be amazing. And I'm not sure I've actually heard you say anything that deep before.
I know.
So I'm gonna go
right now.
again with the collective years of friendship. I don't know if I can add that high, but like it's
do a lot
been
of
years.
quiet. I have a lot of thoughts. They're just all inside of me.
This is
Can I add
This
though
is great,
to
but-
some things she did say?
Jordan.
Yeah.
So
Please.
I'm gonna touch on a few things you said because, like I said, we've never heard you speak about this. So if I can try to provide any
Yeah.
guidance, or it
Yeah.
might not be. Imposter syndrome is so real.
So
it's
real.
so real.
We just talked about it last
I-
week. You were talking about it
You know,
Saturday,
I've
remember?
been wanting to get over it. Like, I've been wanting to get past it. And now I'm realizing I just have to embrace it, because if I'm embracing it, then that means I'm just moving forward. Because
Yeah.
if you're surrounded by people and you keep feeling like you're not the best in the room, then that's actually a good thing, and
It
you're
just
moving
keeps
forward.
propelling you forward.
So it's
Yeah.
a mind state, like everybody's learning.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows what they're doing ever, period, ever. Like, everything is just a practice. Yoga,
Mm-hmm.
life, everything, anything, even science, anything, you name it. It's just things continue to change, evolve. No one knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I've really realized
Number two.
number two.
She's so organized.
I was like holding fingers.
Number one, number two.
The importance of
Just tested off the
outsourcing. Like, I get very paralyzed also by anxiety or my list of to-do things. And so I'll have a list of to-do things, and the thing I don't want to do will either be at the top or the bottom, but I'll be like, I have to do that. But if I don't do that, I can't do anything. So I become the least productive human on the planet because I'm paralyzed by it. And the act of outsourcing it, and actually, I'll go back for a second. Sometimes it's fine to have people keep you accountable. Like, when I'm going through things, like, I'll have them check on me. Did you do this? Did you do this? And that helps. And that I do appreciate the accountability. And sometimes I'm still paralyzed by it. Like, I'll do something towards it, and I'm still like, and I'll be like, I also have a hard time. I've outsourced social media now. I have a place that pays for it. But like, I can't. It's not, it doesn't bring me joy. And so I'm trying to find joy in my career. And then that takes away the joy, and it's a part of it. And so whatever you can invest forward, I think will bring back joy, which will make your life richer. Remove it from your plate. We also feel very responsible for our social media posts, and like, they're being overly judged. I watched somebody in my industry say, like, just post it. If later down the line you're super famous, go and delete your older stuff. It's fine. Or look back and laugh and see how far you've grown. But
even that in and of itself just seems daunting to me. Like the idea of like, just do it and whatever it is. Like the idea of going back, it's like, I don't.
then you pay somebody. You say, erase my last 42
God,
posts. I
it's
hate them
like-
all. I'm a new
Yeah.
person.
It's
I've
like,
evolved.
I did a Tony Robbins seminar out in Florida, and like, he says one thing that I think is like super powerful, and that's, we're as good as our resources. So it's like, you gotta just plug into your resources, and you have so fucking many.
Yeah. It's, I think just, yeah.
So yeah, definitely like we think we are being more productive by doing these tasks, and we will be so much more productive if you outsource the task. If you need somebody, I don't have anything to hold up that has a logo. If you need somebody to, it's behind us. There we go.
That's what I said. Like,
If you
this
have,
conversation.
yeah, I'm realizing that more and more, and I think I'm going to get to that, which will be the whole thing with outsourcing and whatever.
Yeah, but you know,
Wait, don't go there. Don't go there yet. Don't go
Hold
there
on,
yet.
hold
Don't
on,
go there yet.
though. We're going back to things that
Imposter
are
syndrome. This
futurizing.
is
I'm sorry.
like
attaching
this is-
yourself to an outcome.
There we
bro?
go. Imposter syndrome,
I'm sorry.
futurizing.
Outcome
I future-
futurizing.
You gotta
Yes,
use your
yes.
mic, girl.
Sorry, it's
You gotta
all-
use your mic, girl.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I love you so much. But it's really important. Like you're exactly. You don't want to post. I hate posting, but and everyone's like, oh, do you still do makeup? Yeah, bro, I still do it. I just don't post about it. I don't like to. I don't want to say that that's what I do that too. But it's you're futurizing. You're afraid of what people are gonna say. You're
attaching
who cares? You're attaching. Thank you. You're attaching. Yeah,
I think
we
what I
all
have to
do
hold
it.
in, and something Karina said to me, like just in one of our conversations not that long ago, actually, but we were just talking about like imposter syndrome and like all of that. And it was just that because, wellness in the wellness space, Tyler in the wellness space and me, kind of, I've been in the wellness space as a participant for ever, but now trying to get myself into it as a professional
Create your own lane.
to create my own lane in it so Karina said to me something along the lines of like there's enough for everyone. There's something different. We're all offering something different. It's not like we're taking away from each other by doing what we're doing. And I think that's the part that I'm still trying to like work out in my head is what's my niche? What's my
Be
thing?
yourself.
So
Yours-
right.
Yeah, you know what?
I've cultivated, a mobile wine bar, and I'm trying to. I've got these different facets of, that's not really wellness, but like I've put myself into these positions of having these different parts that I want to attach together. So how do I make that my niche? Or maybe that's too many things. And like,
Ask
No,
ChatGPT. No, I'm kidding.
No, no, you know what?
You're figuring it out.
You know
That's
what?
where you're at.
Yeah.
Originally,
Figure it
I
out.
thought that this whole episode, this whole everything gathering was going to be about the journey of life and like the journey of what we're emulating, what we're doing, how we're going through this threshold. But really, I feel like imposter syndrome really like struck a chord, and I'm usually one.
Everybody.
No. I'm usually one to like shed tears. I get like super emotional and like these kinds of
coming.
conversations is coming. And imposter syndrome, wow, is like really nailing it on the head. So when I first went from commercial real estate to yoga, it was more along the lines of, well, I make a very nice income from the commercial real estate, which satisfies my family, satisfies retirement, satisfies all the steps, and ticks all the boxes. And then I was like, but I really like yoga. And so yoga went from like just a passion and a practice to an actual business. And as I was going through this like little flow of, but I do commercial real estate and I'm in like the business sense, but I like yoga and I'm in Lululemon pants or whatever the aloe, which we still have to go on this story. Like whatever's happening, we're like flowing from like side to side. And for me, it's been like really hard to stay present because I feel like if I'm too much commercial real estate, then I'm not showing up for yoga. And if I'm too much yoga, then I'm not showing up for the commercial real estate. And there's like this little teeter-totter that goes back and forth. And that also is like, I don't know, maybe double imposter syndrome. Because it's like, okay, do I do enough here for business development or do I do enough here to aid and help and push people through that
And
threshold?
then throw your family into that too.
Through the family, through
Yeah.
the kids, through the college, through
That's a lot.
the middle schools,
That's a lot.
going into high school, and just this whole like evolving sense. So like the main goal and drive here is what like I want to get to everyone who's listening, whoever it may be. Young, old, female, male, starting your own business, exiting your business, trying to hire people, having needs, wants, whatever it is, you guys already have your community. You guys already have the sisterhood, the brotherhood, the team, the dream team, whatever it is. And I really like urge everyone to go ahead and like think about that, tap in, figure out where it is, how you can get to it, and how you can kind of like identify to take that step further. We all know how to baby step. You put like a little millimeter, and you know what? Maybe actually we sidestep. We do like to the left, to the left,
Still moving
to the
forward.
right, to the right,
After.
and
Still moving forward. You
but
can go
yeah,
sideways.
you're moving, you're
Mhm.
moving, you're doing, you're getting it. So with this little like brood that we're forming, I think it's really like balls to the walls. Whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
whatever you're thinking, your passion can be a reality. There's so
Create
many,
it.
there's so many people in our lives that have said, oh, I wish this and I wish that and I wish this. And, I was working for this firm, I was working for this corporation, or I did this for so long. And then I went out on my own. Pause, ... Then I went out on my own. Then I did what I thought I wanted to do. Then I didn't listen to that like inner voice that gets crazy. So I think like all of us are a test to something like that. You wanted to add something.
Yeah.
Did you forget?
No.
Okay, good.
I
didn't know if I went on too long.
What I want, no. But because you really triggered something inside of me that I wanted to talk about today was sometimes I go back to like just a state of reflection. Like that helps me so much. Sometimes I just like to go back and be like, where was I?
Mhm.
Like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and take myself back to that place. And sometimes we forget because when we're in that place, like if I take myself back to that place and I'm like, what was I doing then? Fuck, I was so scared. I was like, went into a gym, had one client actually training for free and being like, can I please train you for free so I could show the world that I could like make an impact, that I could change your life.
Ooh,
And
impact,
so,
I like that.
yeah, like never at that time did I believe that I would be in the place that I'm in today, which is, hosting my second out of the country retreat, like having my own space, like having all these amazing, incredible clients, having the opportunity to build this community, like, building a brand, a real fucking brand. Like I never, ever at that time when I was that girl in that gym believed that that was where I would be. And so now, fast forward, I'm in this place, right? And not imagining what I could attain in the next 5 years.
But hold on,
And,
hold on a second. The reason why you didn't imagine you were going to be there, wherever there is, 1 step, 2 steps, 5 steps, 3 months, 3 years, is because you had your family, you had your young kids, you had other things that you're showing up for, and then you got to get to that place.
Yes, but I just didn't even think it was possible. Like I didn't even think like that was possible for me, And now I feel like as I look forward into the future, even though I still carry that same feeling of like that's not possible for me, I always just sit back and reflect. Like remember yourself then. You didn't think that where you are today is possible.
Good point.
And like, so then fast forward into that future, I'm going to fucking be at that table. We're going to be here and I'm going to be in a very different space.
Question from the audience.
Yeah.
How important was it the fact that you did it for free for someone so that way you didn't have to, you could push through the threshold of like, give me money, like actually I'll just be here for free. How important was that to your growth and to actually start something?
I'm so happy you asked that question because honestly, the most important, like if I could reflect back on that, like it really allowed for me to dip into like my actual passion and what I was here to do. Like what is it that I was really trying to do? And that was to change lives. And it could be on the smallest,
I have that
To
text.
enhance, to change,
Remember when
Yeah.
you
to
started- I have
build.
the text how happy you felt.
Yeah.
I have the text. Sorry,
like
keep doing that.
like fulfilled. And again, that goes back to trusting your intuition. What is your higher purpose?
So one of the things, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to let you go, is time is currency.
Yes.
That's like one of the things that we want to talk about. And I think that's what you're getting into. Time is currency, both to the audience question, to you, to all of us here, I know that all of us do things for free. All of us do favors. All of us believe in other people, and the time is currency. So I think that's where you're going with that.
Yeah, maybe twofold. Like anytime, if I could give just like a piece of advice, like anytime that you are like, oh my God, this idea or this thing seems impossible, or the balance of yoga, but like check it out, like you are doing it now. Like if you could reflect back, like you were like, how am I going to do it? But you're doing it. And so
Still don't
like
know
you're
how that
in the
happened.
game. You're in the game. You're not on the sidelines. You're doing the thing. You're moving forward, and however that looks, you're gonna figure it out, and it's gonna all be good. And yes, time is currency. Like where I choose to spend my time and invest my time, is the most valuable. Like I just read this article that I was like, that actually Tyler shared with me originally, and I've been blasting it out to people because it talks about we value this idea of like money, success, and these things, but we don't value like time as currency, and how much, like, where do we want to spend our time? How do we want to be spending our time? Who do we want to be spending our time with? And I think that
Life is short.
Life is short.
We're
And
like,
he breaks
we're
it down
here
in
for
like
a small blip.
he breaks it down in like seconds, like time billionaires. He talks about it. Like we don't value time in the way that we value money. And
Yep.
that's been
I think also
okay. Like
I wanted to add that I
Yeah.
think we have such a fear of failure, and I'm really learning as I get older that there's no
yes.
such thing. Like there's just no such thing as failure. I mean, I know it's like
You just
cliche
kind of like tumble and tuck.
and
I feel like you just
cheesy.
like roll with it, kind of thing.
It's cliche and cheesy, like you learn and grow from it, but I do believe that. And back to like futurizing and all those things, and we're so worried about this failure. Like, what is failure? Like, what is it? What is it?
I could literally call you out. Like I remember the day.
Oh,
that you
I still say that all the time.
I'm saying like I remember the day. No, I'm saying all of you. Like I have very memorable moments of like this is the years of friendship that we've had, but like I remember the day that you decided to get back into working and get back into your but back into work where you felt like, oh, inferior. Like what do I have to offer? Like I've been out of this game for a while, and what do I have to offer? And you're sitting outside trying to get a job in Calabasas at like whatever, it's any med spa that would hire you.
I loved that spa, by the way.
But like,
Close.
and you were having so much anxiety, and I'm not trying to take up so much time, but like fast forward, you're here now and you're working at an incredible med spa, and you're fucking doing amazing things, and
You're
killing
helping
it.
people with their self-image. You're helping people with that internal voice. You're doing all the things that we're talking about right
So
now.
if you could take yourself again back to that moment where you were crying in the car calling me, like you never imagined that you would be here today, and you are
Okay.
here today.
Okay, listen.
So okay, I'm gonna stop being
We're
so
gonna,
deep.
yeah, we're gonna do two more
Passionate.
things. We're gonna do two more things of passion, and we're saving the best for last. So, one thing is I'm gonna have each of you guys do really quick. What would you say to your 20-year-old younger self right now, today, right now? It could change, but today, right now. What would you say?
To the 20-year-old
Yeah.
self?
Yeah, your 20-year-old self. What would you say?
Don't be so serious.
Oh, I'm way too serious then.
It's going to be okay.
Oh.
You're exactly where you need to be.
Ooh.
Ay. Don't be afraid.
Just breathe.
Ooh.
Just breathe. Breathing like helps everything, I think. Oh,
And also
there's
stop
tears
being-
over there?
And also
They're
stop,
welling.
Tears
It's
happening.
Oh, tears.
also stop being a fucking know-it-all. You don't know shit about life. You're 20, bro.
You will, though.
You know, someone gave me some advice, and I'm not going to call them out at this very moment, maybe. And it was steal like an artist. And when I first heard that, I was like, I don't really want to be anyone else. I just kind of want to be myself. How do I be myself? Well, I'm just going to let you guys know, you ladies know right now. Like, I know I said I wasn't going to tear up, but there's 5 of us here today. And I want all of you ladies to know that I steal from you every single day. Every single day. I need you guys in my life. You guys do so much for personal, business, friendship, family, everything. And I think that is a huge portion of growth. I think that's a huge portion of when you have this threshold that you're going through, and you have all these people and all this energy and all these people that just like go with you. Like no matter what, they're like, we're all jumping off the cliff. You're like, holy shit. Like we just jumped, guys. Like, how does your stomach feel? Like, what's happening? And then we like land and we're like, wow, it's like pounds of pillow feathers here. Like, wow, we did it, guys, girls, gang, everyone, community. We did it. So I just want to say like, thank you to all of you, everyone here, because you guys have enabled me to go through a threshold. And I really truly feel that all of you guys have also risen up into this kingdom and this like beautiful place that we've created. And the place isn't like physical coordinates. It's an energy base. It's a vortex. It's a believing in yourself. It's a, we're going to be here for you. We're going to show up for you. Maybe it's 5 out of 6 or like 3 out of 8, but like whatever it is, you have that support.
1 out of 8's always there.
1 out of 8 is always there. So the very last thing, I know we're like super out of time right now, is our travel plans. So with all this work, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like
My favorite part of the podcast.
Yes. Okay. You need to go ahead and reward yourself. So we
know
reward
how.
ourselves.
We
And
know
can
how.
anyone talk about the girls' trip?
So we're going to fucking Greece.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Like,
What?
I'm going to Greece for 2 weeks. Sorry. I'm very excited.
Excitement. Where are we going?
we're gonna go to Mykonos. We're gonna go to Santorini. We're gonna go to Paris. We're gonna
Naxos?
go to
Paris.
Naxos. We're gonna go to Athens.
Eros.
She said next. Yeah, you guys
Paris,
overlap
Naxos, Santorini,
Yeah, all the
Mykonos.
things.
But
Uh-huh.
again,
And boats.
I feel
Mhm.
like again that goes into our time,
Reset,
time
refill.
is-
Currency.
time is
Currency.
We're living.
Yep.
Where do I want to be?
So what
in
happens
September?
in Greece stays in Greece?
I'm staying in Greece.
I might stay in
I'm staying in Greece and eating all the feta.
No, but really though, like our trips are
Magic.
They are magic. They are magic, and they fill us up, and they.
They connect us more if that's even
not only
possible.
that, like
Wow.
I mean, I love to travel, like just seeing the world and seeing other cultures and how people live, and like just unplugging from like LA life and the things like we always. I feel like that's one thing about all of us is we're always bringing a piece back home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think there's never a day where I'm like taking that for granted, or like the moments that we share or the people that we meet, and it helps me like so much in my daily life to be able to like bring that back home. And I feel like when we come back from a trip, like people feel it. Like even in my gym, they're like, tell me, and I'm like, I'm sharing things or little pieces that like a conversation that I may have
retreats are
had from somebody
born.
that was like,
Yeah.
that's from Italy. Yeah, it's magic. It's magic. Guys, please travel. Like
Travel,
please,
travel.
Like any amount of travel that you could do, just go. Like
Learn and see
life
and
is so much
experience.
more than this like bubble that
That's
we're
what we
in.
do. We learn, see, and experience.
Proud
Yes,
of
we
you.
do.
Okay,
Thanks.
so before we wrap it up, advice for the folks out there that are listening to us that aspire to have their inner growth, to do all the things. What is on your docket?
Of things I want to accomplish.
Things you want to accomplish, things you can share with someone else, things that are on your schedule, things that are coming up, a promotional something that maybe someone would be.
I'm gonna send it
Going
that way
towards you.
because I need some ideas.
Okay,
I
well,
wasn't
I'm
ready
gonna
for that part.
I'm gonna go with Karina and I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See, go.
you guys
Um,
got good ones.
Should
Good
we
ones.
make a announcement?
See?
Well, I have. Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So
She's gonna go
am
first.
Finally, I'm gonna be hosting my second retreat out of the country.
Obviously, we're traveling out of the country.
Alignment.
Out of the country. It'll be in Costa Rica. And I'm super, super excited about it for a million reasons. One, because I've learned so much from my previous retreat. I'm excited to introduce new things, new connections, new people. I have signups from different states. Like I've got people coming from Dallas. I have people that don't know me that are coming. And also Lindy. And because my last retreat, I did not have any element of yoga or like crystal
Workshops.
gridding or all the workshops that kind of Lindy does, which I think is incredible. So she's going to be joining the retreat and hosting like her own little amazing yoga thing that she does in her workshop.
We're still creating the agenda.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So she will be on the schedule, which I'm so excited about for so many reasons. One, because I love what you do. It's something that I don't do, and but it's something that I love to participate in, but it's not something that I'm amazing at. And so I'm so excited, one, to share in that with one of my closest friends, my sister, and allowing for her to share her gifts. And I'm so excited to take people to nature, to exercise, to fill their cup, to
When is
share.
this going to be?
This is going to be December 16th through the 21st. Yeah. And Tehila's like running.
Tehila's
game.
running the show.
Tehila is my backbone, my person. Like Tehila. Like man,
Okay, mic
like,
drop Tehila. And
No, really, like
Do it
Tehila.
together. We're a team.
again.
Do you
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Everyone's like,
No, just like back to what I said, like sometimes I don't know that you know, and I just want to shout you out is really, really super, super fast. Is that what I was talking about, where we sometimes have to sit in reflection of where we came from. And even just back to the last podcast, I think that like from the time that I met you until now, like you have come into your purpose so much, and your value is what, like it is off the charts for every single person in this group. Also, the value that you provide, even at my last retreat, like the way you show up for people, how you have found your lane, your path, what you're good at, where you thrive, like you are next level, like amazing. So thank you for your support, and we're going to have the most amazing retreat.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so excited.
And you,
Yes.
tell me.
What was the question again? I don't remember.
The question was,
I'm
what's
too busy.
next? What's
What's
next?
What's next? Just pushing forward with
How
all
can
of
people
my-
find you?
How can people find me?
What's your next?
I have a mobile wine bar that I book events through, that I love meeting people with and learning
Corporate
about
events, personal
corporate
events,
weddings,
birthday events, weddings.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm in the process of trying to cultivate that world for myself, and that's where I'm going.
Perfect.
Yeah,
You're in your lane.
I'm in my lane. I'm trying to find a lane to be in.
Beautiful ladies.
Upcoming, I've had a very busy last couple years, so I have kind of chilled out on big plans. I mean, besides we have our travel and things, as far as other aspects of my life, I'm definitely more chill. But I work at Skin Thesis in West Hollywood, and you can find me there.
I feel like your next big thing actually just like happened. Maybe it was, going from your last company to the new company.
I did just have a big change, yes, in work, and I finished school, and so
Finished
yes,
school,
there's definitely been some big things.
training, new place, new people.
She got like 7 new letters.
She's all
behind
over.
Yeah.
A lot of degrees.
a lot of degrees.
A lot of letters since our last
Yeah.
interview.
But yes, I'm kind of a little bit more complacent. Still moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in my mind, it's complacent compared to that. So I'm kind of like just in a little bit more of a state of calm because it was a little too much. I think my adrenals were blown out for 2 years. But yeah, I'm just enjoying work and life, and I have a chaotic but calm next few months. So
That's perfect. What about you?
I'm everywhere, and I love that for me because
I actually might need you in Costa Rica 2 times. One
See.
for her, one for me.
see, I'm everywhere. I was stationed in one place for. I did not because it's not my place.
I know. I asked you not to say anything.
I know, and I don't.
I know.
I'm everyone's. I'm
I'm gonna say
everyone's
it, I'm gonna
person.
say it, I'm
I'm
gonna
everyone's
say it.
person. So, I feel like for 20 years I was centered in my home raising my kids, not taking away from that because I still am very much a mom. But my kids are older now, and I get to do me.
Pretty kids too.
Amazing, they are. Thanks to you. And I'm everywhere now. I get to be with Moi, and I get to be with you, and I get to be with my friends, and I travel, and I'm doing me. I'm actually reconnecting to me. So that's where I am. You know, it's really fun here.
It's beautiful. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess it's my turn. Saving the best for last.
You gonna give me the secret or no? I'm trying to find out the secret.
Right. So the secret to life. The secret to life. Someone once told me, I was in, where was I? I think I was in North Dakota. And I saw this. Yeah, I know. I know. And there was this elderly couple that I've known for like many, 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 many years. And they were just like so beautiful and married and like all the things. And I just was like, what makes us tick and talk and go and do? And they said, when I'm in love with her, she's not in love with me. And she was like, when I'm in love with him, he's not in love with me. And so they show up for each other without even really knowing or planning or doing or going. And I know this is really weird because it's like a male-female relationship, and I make this analogy, and we're all women and ladies in this room, but like that's what you guys are to me. Like when I am not in love with my idea or myself or my agenda or my anything, you guys are in love with it, and you guys promote me. And then vice versa. When you guys aren't in love with something and we all notice maybe one person independently isn't feeling themselves, then we're all there for them. So the intimacy of what we have and what we create and what we exude and what we enable others to feel is the community, the unity, that everyone has a spot at the table, and that no matter where we are in life, we're going forward. So together, I think we spent 5,000 hours here on this podcast. I think it's a wrap. Thank you everyone for being here. You guys are awesome. To those of you that weren't able to join, we love you.
Don't make me send out an SOS on Life 360.
That should work.
Yeah, right? Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.